Are you so excited to set up the Christmas tree today? Can we share our tree with everyone on YouTube today?
And welcome to my home for the holidays. Today is a very special video because in this video, the pups and I are officially trimming the tree that you see right here behind me, our main living room Christmas tree for the holiday season 2024. And of course, I will be sharing the entire tree decorating process here with you. So I appreciate you being here today and spending a little bit of your time here with us on YouTube. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Now let's get to decorating.
What does baby Hank think of the tree? He loves it. Tell me you love it.
This is the moment that I realized I misplaced the plug-in to the wall for this tree, but not to worry, I do eventually find it in my tree topper box out in the garage, which is good news. However, when I found it, I accidentally dropped the tree topper and it broke, which is very bad news because I really love that tree topper. So we will have to get a new one this season, but at least today I can light up the tree. The first official tree of the holiday season is up in the house. Ain't she a beaut? Have you ever bought an artificial tree, gotten it home, taken it out of the box, fluffed it a little bit and said, that does not look like it looked in the catalog? I'm gonna tell you 9 times out of 10 what the reason for that is. It's usually not the tree quality. They're not tricking you. You're seeing the real tree, the real thing on their website or what have you. It's usually a matter of how you are fluffing the tree once you're getting it out of the tree bag or the box that it came in. So today, before we get to decorating on all the things, I did want to share a few I want to share a few of my tree fluffing tips that I think will really help you out if that is a part of the process that, one, you don't enjoy, because I don't know if any of us do, and 2, if you always just feel like you fluff and you never get anywhere. I understand, and I got you. There is a bit of a method to the fluffing madness that will hopefully keep you sane and make the process go a little faster. First things first, always try to wear gloves and long sleeves. And if you need to, maybe even some glasses or some safety goggles. I can't tell you how many times I've almost poked myself in the eye because I really get up in there, but you know what? I probably should put my glasses on for future tree fluffing. Make sure you're wearing the right things to protect your arms and protect your hands. Those little tiny cuts are no fun. They hurt, and usually you don't know you have them until you go to use hand sanitizer and you remember, oh yeah, I got the Christmas tree out last week. I like to fluff as I go along. Now this tree, when I set it up, is a little bit different. This is a Balsam Hill flip tree. Other trees though, traditional trees, I will usually put the base in first. A lot of them come in 3 parts. I'll put the first part on, fluff that, move on to the second, fluff that, and move on to the third. That's a really easy way to do it all. I didn't do that here today with this flip tree just because I got way too excited and I needed to immediately put it together. When I start to fluff, I always focus branch by branch and I go from closest to the stem of the tree and work my way out. So I'm gonna start with the pieces that are closer to the inner of the tree and I'm gonna fan them out. Usually a great tip if you are fluffing a branch is to 2 out, 1 up, 1 down. That's kind of how I go with it. one out, one up, one down. I kind of say that to myself in my head from time to time when I'm fluffing, especially at the base of the tree. When you're going deep in there, you want to fill in those gaps from the trunk out. It's much, much easier to make your tree look more full that way. Just remember, one out, one up, one down. So I'll start there and then I work my way towards the outer limbs of the tree. You'll notice I did not turn the lights on this year as I was fluffing the tree. And that's something that is really helpful. Make sure your lights work before you go through all of that work. But I turn them on and then I turn them off because I want to make sure that I see all the gaps. And sometimes when you have that light around a branch or two, that light from the lights on the tree can camouflage that. So I just turn them off and I rely on the lighting coming through my back window over there to see my gaps. So you can still kind of see a few if you look. I've got a couple, got one there, but that's okay because we are decorating it and we're filling it in with ribbon and some really beautiful ornaments. So now, if you're like me and you purchase a tree from a place like Balsam Hill or anywhere for that matter, a lot of these major tree brands have trees that are different species, different styles, I guess. They're faux, but you know what I mean, right? They're different types of trees. This is a noble fir. And if you notice, I'll show you the picture of the noble fir on their website. I'll put it right here. And you notice the branches on the outer edges tend to curve down, which is something I really, really love about this tree. It's one of the main reasons this is the tree that I chose to go with last year. I love the way it looks really natural and really beautiful, like a true noble fir. But you need to know when you buy these higher end trees, they still need to be fluffed. It's just like pulling a wreath or an arrangement out of a box. You've got to fluff it to make it nice. With this tree, you'll notice the branches on this tree that are intended to curve down are actually fully wired all the way to the tip, which is fantastic because that means that you can really manipulate that branch any way you want. It's great because then you can get that droop, that natural droop on every single branch. Now you're probably thinking, who has time to touch every single branch on their Christmas tree? Well, you do if you're committed, my friend. Here's the thing. I'm always happy with the way my trees turn out in the end, and part of the reason is because I take the time to fluff them properly in the beginning. Now, there is no right or wrong way to fluff your tree. The right way is the way that you think looks the best, that works the best for you, but these are things that help me. So what kind of decorating bestie would I be if I didn't share them here with you, you know? Okay, now let's go get the ribbon bin and see what kind of ribbon we want to add to this tree. I'm about to start on my ribbon, which is typically the first thing I do prior to decorating. I don't quite know exactly what style I'm going for on the tree. I'm just gonna kind of let it evolve. I have a little bit of a vision in my head. I know everything that I'm using on the tree this year, but I'm not quite sure about the ribbon style just yet. So you will find out as I do. We're going to figure it out together. So last year, if you saw my decorating videos, I'll link the marathon in the description box below so you can see all that decor in case you missed it. But last year I used this same red velvet Merry Christmas ribbon coupled with this beautiful tartan. These are both from Balsam Hill. I believe they have a different tartan this year. I didn't see this one in stock, but they still have this beautiful red velvet and gold Merry Christmas ribbon. So I'll have it linked below if you're interested. But I used this on the tree last year and I made these kind of large grand bows and used them as statement pieces around my tree. And this year, especially with this year's theme being Santa's actual house, I wanted it to feel very not only nostalgic and familiar, but at home. And the way I picture Mr. and Mrs. Claus to decorate is very traditional, yes, very maximalist, but also very collected over the different years and the different different decades. Santa is magical and obviously hundreds of years old. And so to me, putting ribbon like this on the tree is very traditional, and I really, really love that. It's a little more understated than the bows, but this ribbon is such a statement on its own that it still really pops on the tree. I didn't just wrap the tree all the way around, specifically because this is scripted ribbon. I wanted to put emphasis on the Merry Christmas script. I wanted it to almost look like banners within the tree. Do you see the vision? Do you see the vision? I know you see the vision. It's intentionally not perfectly wrapped around the tree because, again, we're giving it that very at-home traditional tree feel. I have this one piece. I guess I'm going to have to cut it. I really didn't want to. And when I cut my script ribbon, I like to cut it like at the end of a word. I never try my best to not cut it off if I don't have to. I just kind of measured as close to the middle of this piece as I could, just cutting right between the words here so that I have two pieces with complete script. So as you can see, this one starts in Christmas, but Merry Christmas and then Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas! Each year, I love adding candles to the Christmas tree. It's a tradition that I think really complements a very classic Christmas tree in a lot of ways. One of my incredibly talented friends over on Instagram, her name is Amanda. I will put her Instagram here on the screen and in the description. She is a fantastic seasonal decorator. She shared her Christmas tree on stories earlier this month, and she clustered her candles on her tree like this, which is a style that I've always really, really loved. It's very Victorian, very elegant, and I thought it would be the perfect touch to my tree this year as well, so I decided to do the same. Thank you, Amanda, for reminding me of this beautiful way of decorating. It gives the tree just a bit more of an elevated look, but it's still understated, which I love. Plus, doing something like this is very simple, but also a great way to use those small things that you probably already have in your collection. As you know, typically I would have put my ribbon on and then moved on to my ornaments, but because I wanted to intentionally place the Christmas tree candles in a very specific pattern on the tree, I went ahead and did that prior to putting the ornaments on. That's one reason that I always like to plan out and sketch out my tree in my planner prior to decorating, especially if I have an idea in mind as to how I want to do the tree or the type of style of decorating I'm going with that year, or if there's something specific I want to add to the tree. I like to just write that out or sketch it out prior to actually getting out the decor and decorating, because then I save time. There's often things that need to be done at a specific place in the process that make them a lot easier to accomplish. Had I put all of the ornaments on already and then gone in with the candles, it would have been a lot more difficult to get the candles exactly where I wanted them. I would have probably ended up moving ornaments and things around, and this way I won't. I've got the candles exactly where I want them, and now I can move on to adding in all of my favorite ornaments onto this tree. So let's do it. So right now, as you can see, I am just bringing in all of my ornament boxes. These are the same ornaments that I used here on my living room tree last year. They are just all so classic. I knew last year when I picked them up that I would be using these here for many, many years to come because they really are such timeless pieces. All of my ornaments are glass, so I do take the time at the end of the season to wrap and store them properly. So of course, it does take me a bit of time when the holidays roll back around to get them all out. Full transparency, transparency, this is probably the part of the tree decorating process that takes me the longest outside of fluffing, I would say. Since I filmed this, I know that it took me a little over 33 minutes just to get all of these pieces out, but I honestly didn't mind because I enjoy this part so much. I just love seeing everything I have before I begin to decorate, and unwrapping them all just makes me so excited. I think it's because it reminds me of being a little girl at Christmas time and the excitement that I felt when my mom would say, "It's time to trim the tree," and she would bring out all of those bins into the living room, and my sister and I would just have such a great time unwrapping all the ornaments that had been collected over the years. Some of the ones, of course, that we made that we were very proud of. Those are just such sweet memories. If my sister did not live so far away, I would have loved to invited her over this year to come decorate with me. That would have been so fun. This whole time change thing and it getting dark at like 5:30 is just completely messing with me. It's dark outside. It's only about 6 o'clock. What? Is it not messing with you too? Are you not like so over the time change? You are. Me too. That's why I'm talking about it. Okay. Can I tell them about that we're going to continue to decorate the tree? Okay. Let me put you in the chair so they can see, because they can't even see you. Okay. Hank, are you naughty? You want to be naughty? Okay. Don't give it to me. Whoop. Hank, can we tell them that we're going to continue to decorate the tree? Do you need down? Don't jump by yourself. Do you need Mom to help you? Okay. Give me this now. Okay, it's officially getting dark outside. We're still decorating the tree, but since this is the first official tree of the holiday season, it's a celebration, right? So I thought I would make myself a little Christmas cocktail. I actually got this really amazing PR package recently and I wanted to try it out. So I'm basically using this as an excuse to try this vodka that was sent to me. But let's make a cocktail. Look how cute the PR package is. I'll show you. Can you see that? How cute is that? So fun. I'm really excited to try this out. It also says on here that there's like no gluten, no chemicals, no grain, no nightshades, no glycerin or artificial additives, which is always really important to me regardless of what I'm putting in my body. So we are going to try to make one of their recipes today. How cute. How beautiful is this bottle? Let's open this up. Okay, let's taste test. Cheers. It's good. Now, I made this very spur of the moment, but if you were making a cocktail, you could always use some frozen cranberries in this. It would be really, really nice. But yeah, it's really good. The vodka tastes great. Hank wants to go to bed because it's dark outside. When it comes to actual ornament placement on the tree, I always say use as many or as few ornaments as you would like. You really have to do what feels right for you because it is your tree after all. But when it comes to my main living room tree, I personally always go for a very classic Christmas feel in here. I want it to feel like a tree you would actually find in a home, not necessarily a professionally decorated tree you might find in a department store, which I also love, by the way. You know I love a decked out tree, but that's just not the vibe I go for in this particular space for this tree, because this is the tree that I gather around with family and friends and of course the pups. So I want it to feel very nostalgic, very homey, and just very classic. finish out the tree in here, I just added a tree skirt. I've had this one for a while. It's from Walmart and they have it again this year, so I'll link it below. And I also added my Christmas train because you know Santa and Mrs. Claus have a train around the bottom of their tree for sure. And of course, I have the best train conductor Minky here, making sure the train stays on the tracks for Christmas this year. She was so excited about this train. I love it. I love when the dogs enjoy the decor too, because they're my babies. Thank you so much for being here today and keeping the pups and I company as we trimmed the tree for Christmas. We hope that you enjoyed this video. We still have a lot of Christmas decorating to do around here, so I will see you again very soon in the next one. But until I do, take care and happy decorating.